Okay, so the thumbnail is my very first rose from my rose bush. And a few days back when I showed you a picture of the roses, those were my rose bushes at Walmart. Yes, I have rose bushes. I have rose bushes at Walmart that I water for the last decade. They're still living, I can't believe it. They're right in front of the second door, and I water them when I go to Walmart. And this rose is from my rose bush out front, and it's got a bunch of babies, and it's my first rose. I'm so excited. Okay, so Call Me by Blondie. That is not call me, that is mission calling you. And yesterday they had me do these cards, and they usually don't give me a message to write down. Usually I just channel it, and I am still going to do that. But I want to read what they told me to write down. Okay, so we have a message called, I call it a Astro mini message. And it says, what does it say, right? I went blank. Okay, it says, this is a calling about your prophetic mission. You are having emotional blockages. You need to be more straightforward. You're trying to ignore the call. That reminds me of Jonah. If you looked up the story of Jonah, you're trying to ignore the call and you're in emotional turmoil. You need to fulfill the call. Prepare for future communication, recognition for your achievement, and an end of struggle. Success. Success comes through careful planning, like the King of Pentacles. Your wild card is in reverse. Queen of Wands. Your wisdom, your confidence, and your courage. So between the King and the Queen of Pentacles, they're saying that the wisdom, the confidence, and the courage is in reverse. Okay? So Blondie's Call Me is an urgent call for your mission. Now, they're just giving me the strong sense of Jonah. So if you do not know the story of Jonah, please read it, because that's it. That's exactly what's going on, they're saying, with you and others, okay? All of us, whatever. That's our warning. That's our prophetic call from the universe. Now, when they have me write these down, I definitely hope you will watch that a few times, because there's a lot in there. I'm going to go over what I'm getting from them today. They said, now clear your mind and go on there and tell them what you see today. So I've got the 10 and the 6, the 10 of Wands and the 6 of Cups. This is emotions about the past. A 10 is an end. The 6 of Cups is your past. It can mean your inner child. It can mean things that you've done in the past. But you're putting an end to the past. And we've been saying that all week. So just like Jonah, I'm going to maybe keep going back to Jonah, because he didn't want to try something new. He didn't want to get out of his comfort zone. He didn't want to go, period. I'm not going, right? Yes, you are. Okay, so that's what I get off of them 2 cards. I just heard a big boom, so I had to go look. Okay, so then we have the Ace and the 2 8s. next, okay? This is an in and out energy. That's my Ace of Wands. So yeah, you're going in and out with this. You might be good 1 minute and then you're not. The 2 8s are very important. I want you guys to look up 8-8. We've done this before. We've also got 8-8 as, I want to say, the comet 8-8. The astronomical thing in the sky 8-8. Okay? Ask Seraphine, she'll explain it to you. But it's the pentacles and it's the stuckness. You're feeling stuck because of a financial burden, and you're feeling stuck because you still have to work every day. The new financial system has not kicked in. You're just feeling stuck in the pentacles area, and you really don't feel like your hard work's paying off, but it is. Okay? With that ace, it is paying off. It's just you're not seeing it, you're not feeling it, and they need you to change that attitude too and be grateful. How many people don't have a job? How many people have a job that they don't like? How, you know, I mean, you could go on and on with comparing you to somebody else. I want you to do that towards the good way, but I don't want you to go towards the negative way and say, woe is me. I want you to look at all the positives in what you're doing every day, waiting for this 188 to arrive. Then we have the 4, the 9, and the 10, which comes to a 19, I'm told. And this is another ending. This is an ending of the truth coming out. Your abundance and your healing. So the only thing that I'm getting off of these cards is don't let your healing get affected by the abundance coming out, like the story of when you win the lottery and it fucks your whole life up, right? Or when you hear the truth and it screws with your mind. Again, this is a big warning kind of a energy because of the fact that you are doing really good, and you're like where Jonah was, where God said, yes, you are going. You don't want to go, but yes, you are. And then he had to go through that belly of the whale to get to dry land. That's right where you're at. If you know that story, that's right where you're at. Now, the Joker was in reverse, and I already explained that the reason the Joker's in reverse is because you're not using your creativity enough, or you're not using it in the right way. Now, they want me to give you an example. Let's say you are a football player or a musician that is very famous, has lots of money, and you're doing great. You're very creative. You're the King of Pentacles, right? Everything's great. But as I've told you a year or two ago, there's confirmation that you were supposed to sell everything, find your soulmate, and live like fun kids, fun pages, having fun. You decided you were going to keep creating content and you were going to keep being the King of Pentacles, and now you have this mission, and this 10 of Swords and this 8 of Swords is what's dominating you. You're stuck in the truth that Pentacles isn't everything, that a new thing is coming, and you're still stick playing the NFL, being an actor, being a musician. Now you say, well, I'm not famous. How about I'm just a normal everyday maintenance man, right? It doesn't matter. You could have retired 2 years ago when I told you to and are having fun, but you're not. Why? Because of the Pentacles. You're still stuck in the matrix. Now, for somebody that cannot quit a job because you've got a 2-year-old child and a wife at home, and you're maybe 29 years old and you work for the furnace company and you have insurance and money and you're just really stuck in the matrix, understandable. Not 100% understandable, but I'm giving you a little break. But for the majority of you, no, you're just too scared. You're scared to leave. And that's why the Joker's in reverse. You're like Jonah. You've got to read that story and maybe listen to it on a podcast, study it, because this is all I'm getting from this message is Jonah, Jonah, Jonah. Okay? Now we're going to continue on. We're going to shuffle these up and get another little message. What do you want to finish up and tell these guys? We're supposed to smile more and be more happy. And, you know, I'm trying. I am trying. But I'm really serious because a lot of you, 11:13 on the clock, a lot of you are going to dismiss this calling. It's kind of like, okay, your phone's ringing right now and you push the button that says pause or stop, right? And it was a really important message coming in and you didn't answer it. And that's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling like you may be listening, you may see me, you may hear me, you may even look up the story of Jonah. You may even look up the lyrics to Blondie's Call Me. But it's just all superficial. You're not really taking it to heart. You're not really putting in that 2-week notice. You're not really going to the lawyer and getting that divorce. You're not really cutting them cords to be free for the calling. So back to the phone call. Instead of you pulling over to the side of the road and pausing Miss Mystic and taking the call, you just say, I'm going to ignore the call. So that's the kind of energy that I'm feeling. And they want you to answer the call. Okay, so 9 of Wands is back. And why do I say back? Because we had the 10 of Wands and we had the Ace of Wands. So once again, that's a decrease. You're going backwards. You're going back to the fence and saying, well, maybe the fence needs to be repaired here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put extra sticks in. When the fence was totally fine and you could be on to your next project or your next mission, or you could be with your soulmate having a picnic, but no, you're going back and you're going to fix the fence and waste another week of not being with your soulmate. And it's coming in really strong right now that your calling has to do with a partner. Whether it's your twin, a business partner, or just a friend, it's really heavy coming in. And you just keep going backwards with your emotions. And now you're going to go refix that fence. Instead of just saying, yeah, it's good, let's move forward. And I'm right on the money. Ace of Pentacles. That's the abundance card. That's the Ace of Pentacles. So everything I just said got backed up there. You're too pentacle based. You're too letting your emotions get in the way. 7 of Pentacles. I told you every day I get this card. The end is a victory. The 7 of Pentacles is your victory. It's just how long do you want to take? Okay, so once again, it's like the musician and the football player that won't retire. They won't go with their soulmate and retire. They want to just keep doing what they're doing because it's comfortable. And guess what? You're in the belly of the whale. You will have victory if you listen to God and do what Jonah did. But if you don't, you're going to become whale intestines. Wow, what are whale intestines? You want to go towards your Queen of Cups. That's your That's your calling. Your calling is not pentacles. Your calling could have been pentacles, but it's not no more. Pentacles, the 9 of diamonds here with the ace of diamonds, that's going to be the 7 of pentacles, victory. Okay? The ace of pentacles and the 9 of pentacles are going to be the victory if you go towards the most love I can pull from the deck. Okay? And then the final card is the 4 of diamonds. So that's just confirming that miser energy where you're scared to change. You don't want to change. It's just Jonah all over again. So all we're doing is repeating. Jonah, Jonah, Jonah. Your mission is calling. Can you answer the phone? I am Miss Mystic. Thank you for listening.